overnight low temperatures into Friday. Now, Houston, I should note, is
the South is getting slammed right now with snow. Check it out. We've got winter weather advisories, Texas, Louisiana, too.
And storm tracker Jim Cantore is in Houston, where things are getting more and more interesting by the minute, Jim.
Absolutely, ladies. We're actually under a winter storm warning from now till 8 o'clock tonight, and then a freeze warning as we go overnight tonight. But it is the snow and the rate at which it's coming down that will be the key to this entire event for Houston Metro and the surrounding areas. We'll give you the details, show you some nice pictures that y'all are taking out there in just a moment. Stick around.
And that snow is not just staying in Texas. It is on the move through the deep south and into the northeast. We'll track where those flakes will fall. It's all next on Day Planner.
Getaway Friday, right? Parts of the South are getting slammed with snow. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Cass.
And I'm Betty Davis. This snow deep in the heart of Texas, of all places, it's not going to stay there. Other parts of the South will eventually turn winter white, too.
And it all started out in New Mexico. Check out some eyewitness video coming into us here where you can see the winter white on the ground. Some students at New Mexico State University in Las Cruces enjoying some nighttime sledding. This is the first time some of them have ever seen the snow, and I think the camera person was a little excited when they took this video, Betty.
Nice belly ride down the hill there by one of those students. So let's get a look at what's on the ground right now in Texas. Our storm tracker, Jim Cantore, is in Houston where those flakes are flying right now. Hi, Jim.
Hey, guys. Sorry, I was talking to my producer while you were saying something. So would you mind, as they say in the biz, repeating the question?
Actually, I told you hello.
Oh, hello, Kelly and Betty. How you doing, ladies? Here's the deal. We've got all sorts of interesting stuff going on here. I was looking at, Nick Witkin from the radio department. He sends these emails, and I got one, and I was looking at some of these weather bonks, and it's interesting. Some of the snow that accumulated came down with the most intense batch that came through this morning. So down there near Alvin, Texas, you could actually see it on the sides of the road. So we'll kind of go throughout the show and look at some of these bonks and kind of give you an idea of where it's all coming down. But right now, it seems to have tapered a little bit. But don't be fooled. This event is far from over. We've still got a long way to go. Let's show you some pictures here. Here's the forecast as we go on in time. We're looking at that snow again around Austin on up toward Fort Worth. Notice how it's south of Dallas this time, guys. The same air mass that came in to give Houston this cold air is what was moving through Dallas the other day with the snow. Now it's all the way down and through here. But now they are too cold and too deep into the cold air mass to really get any kind of significant snow there. It looks like it's all going to be south between Austin, Houston, eventually over through Shreveport and Baton Rouge as well, and that's where we're going to look for it to accumulate. You'll notice on the back edge of this green area, this huge green area, which is expanding, by the way, which is the reason why we know this event isn't over, you're starting to see a little bit of pink and white show up there. All right, so that's showing the algorithm that's producing that radar is showing us that we are getting the cold air in place enough so we've got a solid snow event. Unlike here in Houston, where if we don't have enough intensity of the snow, we can't take advantage of the dry air that's coming in with that north wind. As long as our surface wind stays out of the north, we're going to continue to feed cold air in here, and we definitely think that's going to happen. Our temperature has gone from 45 degrees this morning, ladies, to about 39 degrees now, so it's made away. Now, here's going to be the big difference for all of Houston. What I've got in my hand is a laser thermometer. I can point this at a road surface and actually get a reading. I'm going to go out and do that now, and then come back closer to the camera. So let's see what the road is right now, if we turn this thing on. And, perhaps I should have checked the batteries before I brought this back out. Oh, well, that's life in live TV, ladies and gentlemen. But here's the deal. Earlier on, it was about 45 degrees before it even got wet this morning. It was 40.5 earlier on. And so it's dropping, but not obviously cold enough to cause any slippery conditions. We start getting snow coming down at 1 inch an hour, and the fact that snow is already frozen, that's when we're going to have the problems on the bridges and overpasses. They've taken about 65 trucks, dropped the magnesium chloride earlier yesterday, so that's sitting on the roads. That allows the freezing point of water to actually be colder. So 27, 26 degrees. It keeps water at a liquid state, if you will, for a longer period of time once it gets below freezing. Right now, current pictures are earlier on showing that snow coming down in our first little shot, where we're expecting about 1 to 3 inches. That will be a record for Houston. Earliest snow and second consecutive season that it snowed. It's never done that before. And as soon as those first flakes came down, ladies, the schools started chiming in for an early release. So about a dozen and a half schools or so letting kids go around 10:30 this morning starting out. Back to you.
All right, Storm Tracker Jim Cantore, thanks so much. That live report from Houston. I'm sure the kids are happy about that early dismissal. Let's get more details on this southern snow and who gets it next. Here's Kelly.
Yeah, we're not calling for a snow day further east. Of course, tomorrow is Saturday, so even though we do have the winter weather advisories in effect from Louisiana into southern Mississippi and even southern Alabama now under a winter weather advisory, it's all going to happen on a weekend day. So we're not expecting any issues with schools and businesses. Of course, the brighter white showing up on the map, that includes Houston, where we do have winter storm warnings in effect, and then watch out, freeze warning in effect for much of southern Texas, including Houston. So any moisture left over is going to freeze, and you might not be able to see it very well. We call that black ice, so be very careful traveling early tomorrow morning. There's mainly rain along the immediate Texas coast, but as you can see, we've got the snow showing up in the solid white well to the west of Dallas. Dallas, we're not expecting much for you. Maybe an ice flurry or two. That's about it. But this is where it gets very tricky, as Jim just mentioned, that north wind feeding in that cold air. So we are seeing some of that mix going on in and around the Houston area. And as we track snow,